Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more Los Angeles Lakers news, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Lonzo Ball has emerged as a top-tier point guard and the Lakers traded him, but injuries have hampered the player. Would it be advantageous for the Lakers to bring him back? The Lakers could take a chance on Lonzo Ball if they can get a good price for the player. The Los Angeles Lakers may be considering a reunion with Lonzo Ball, but they're not willing to roll the dice unless the price is right. According to Lakers insider Jovan Buha, the franchise has legitimate interest in bringing back the former number 2 overall pick, though only under very specific conditions. I think they would be. It's just a matter of what his price is, and you have to factor in the health and the history thereof, just you can't even pencil him in for 60 games. So whatever you're giving up for him, there has to be some level of a discount, or you're factoring in, like, this dude might just play 40, 50 games. He's a guy you have to load manage. Like, how can we load manage him to get to mid-April in one piece? That skepticism is well earned. Ball has played only 70 games total in the past 4 seasons, including 2 seasons missed entirely due to a devastating knee injury that required multiple surgeries. He made a limited return last season, appearing in just 35 games while averaging 7.6 points, 3.4 rebounds, and 3.3 assists on 36.6% shooting from the field and 34.4% from 3. While he showed flashes of his old defensive brilliance and floor vision, the explosiveness and rhythm were clearly not all the way back. A potential trade idea making the rounds features the Lakers receiving Lonzo Ball along with a 2028 Chicago Bulls first-round pick, while sending out Maxi Kleber and Shake Milton. Los Angeles Lakers receive Lonzo Ball, 2028 Chicago Bulls first-round pick. Chicago Bulls receive Maxi Kleber, Shake Milton. The Lakers take a risk at a discounted price. From the Lakers' perspective, this is a low-risk, medium-reward gamble. Kleber and Milton are end-of-bench rotation players in a fully healthy Lakers lineup, and the front office may be willing to exchange those pieces for a point guard who, if managed properly, can provide defensive balance, high IQ passing, and pace off the bench. Ball would likely slide into a reserve role behind Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic. His perimeter defense and passing could help stabilize bench units, but the team knows any success would depend on his availability, and that's been the biggest hurdle of all. The Bulls and the Lonzo Ball era. For the Bulls, this move would officially close the book on the Lonzo Ball era. When he was first acquired to team up with DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, and Nikola Vucevic, the Bulls believed they had assembled a contender in the East. And for a while, they looked the part, but everything fell apart when Ball's knee injuries derailed the team's momentum. With DeRozan and LaVine now long gone and the franchise fully in rebuild mode, moving Ball and gaining flexible veterans in return, along with clearing future salary and risk, makes practical sense. The story of Lonzo Ball's career has been one of promise, frustration, and perseverance. A Lakers return would be poetic, but only if the cost reflects the reality. Former Lakers guard linked to LA as offseason approaches. The Los Angeles Lakers are expected to make big moves this offseason. LA is at the forefront of the NBA offseason, and things will be going fast and furious once the NBA Finals conclude. The Lakers are expected to make a handful of big moves, and while the center position is their top priority, they could use some help improving their depth. The Lakers had very little of it, which contributed to their early playoff exit at the hands of the Minnesota Timberwolves. It was a pretty disappointing ending for the Lakers, but now they have an opportunity to build a roster that could help them contend throughout the 82-game regular season and beyond. Los Angeles is projected to make a variety of moves, and one of those moves could involve bringing back an old friend. According to Eddie Bitar of Fadeaway World, former Lakers guard Dennis Schroeder is a name that the LA could consider. Fresh off a bounce back with Detroit, 13.1 ppg, 5.4 AST, 40.6 FG%, Dennis Schroeder hits unrestricted free agency again. A third stint with the franchise could be desperate but feasible, citing LA's bottom 5 bench scoring. The case is simple, he already knows the Lakers and what comes with playing for them, can hound opposing guards for 94 feet, and runs downhill in transition, where Luka loves early offense hit-ahead passes. As Schroeder heads to free agency, the value is undeniable. Just be ready for streaky shooting nights. The German guard has bounced around from team to team, but his time with the Lakers was special. He's had 2 stints with the Lakers and was solid in the purple and gold. In 2 seasons, Schroeder averaged 13.9 points per game, 51 assists, 3.0 rebounds and 0.9 steals while shooting 42.7% from the field and 33.2% from beyond the arc. Schroeder is only 31 years old and could serve as a formidable backup who can provide scoring off the bench, incredible playmaking and some tenacious defense as we've seen in his time in Los Angeles before. If the Lakers make a trade or two, it is more than likely that LA will need to add a backup point guard to its roster. Bucks veteran linked to Lakers after latest rumors. The Milwaukee Bucks are actively seeking to overhaul their team following the 2024-25 season, which didn't go as planned. Giannis Antetokounmpo continued to thrive with his 3rd consecutive season with over 30 points per game, but injuries to Damian Lillard proved costly. One player who improved from their 2023-24 output was Brook Lopez, and it looks like the veteran could attempt to cash in with a Lakers deal in free agency. The Los Angeles Lakers are on the hunt for a center after trading away Anthony Davis in the Luka Doncic deal. Acquiring Doncic was a no-brainer for Rob Pelinka and the front office, but the lack of size inside was a problem for them in the playoffs. The Lakers must find a center to fill that void if they want to give LeBron James and Doncic the best chance of succeeding next season. Brook Lopez and the Lakers could reunite this season if the organizations can work out a trade. It'd be a reunion for the two parties, as Lopez played 74 games for Los Angeles during the 2017-18 season. He played a depth role for the team, averaging just 23.4 minutes per game, the lowest of his career. It'd be a different situation for Lopez if he joined the Lakers for the 2025-26 season. He averaged 13 points per game and shot over 50% from the floor this past season, and he would likely find that kind of success again alongside LeBron and Doncic. Jackson Hayes denies rumors he wants to leave Lakers. Jackson Hayes went from a regular backup bench big to an important starting center for the Los Angeles Lakers following their blockbuster trade for Luka Doncic. The Lakers traded away Anthony Davis to land Doncic, and while it's a deal the team would do every single time, it left the roster devoid of size and length at the 5 spot. Head coach J.J. Redick elevated Hayes to be a starter, and he thrived next to Doncic as a rim-running lob threat. Hayes performed admirably in the second half of the 2024-25 regular season and looked the part of a real rotation piece. Unfortunately though, he was phased out of the rotation as the Lakers' first-round series against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Hayes was eventually benched in Game 5, and while he respected Redick's decision, it stirred rumors that he'd leave Los Angeles in free agency this summer. However, Hayes set the record straight on an Instagram comment saying he was planning on departing. Hayes has no reason to confirm or deny what his plans in free agency will be, especially right now as the Lakers still desperately need depth at the center position. Hayes might not be worth more than the veteran minimum because of his limited offensive game, but Los Angeles could use another body off the bench if he'd be open to returning to the same role. As the playoffs have shown, teams still need size on the interior to rebound the basketball and block shots. Hayes is not particularly good at either, but his athleticism makes him a viable lob partner for players like Doncic, and he even showed some switching ability on the defensive end last year. While Hayes hasn't shut the door on a return to LA, the team will remain aggressive in free agency and the trade market to find meaningful upgrades. It was woefully apparent how undersized they were in the postseason, so hopefully the team can bring back Hayes plus at least one other viable starting big man. Jackson Hayes pleased with growth during 2024-25 season. Jackson Hayes was forced to go from backup big to the starting center almost overnight, and he responded to the new challenge well enough. Following the conclusion of the year, Hayes reflected on his growth during the Lakers' 2024-25 season and came away pleased with his performance. Lakers insider reveals why trade for Jazz star is unlikely. Walker Kessler would be a huge pickup for the Lakers, but it isn't a very realistic asking price because of the cost. The Los Angeles Lakers had a very promising regular season this year, but the playoffs didn't go to plan. After earning the 3 seed in the Western Conference, the Lakers took on the Minnesota Timberwolves in the first round. LA was expected to win the series, but the Timberwolves ended up winning it in just 5 games. Now, the Lakers are trying to use the offseason to get better, and that could involve making some trades. One trade idea that has been floated around involves the Lakers acquiring Walker Kessler from the Utah Jazz. Kessler would be a huge addition to the team, but Lakers insider Jovan Buha doesn't see it happening. I think the issue with Walker Kessler and with Utah in general is their asking prices tend to be higher, and I think trading for Lauri Markkanen or Walker is going to be a high price, Buha said. If the price is right, this would be a great pickup for the Lakers. However, is Walker Kessler worth this hefty cost? Going back to last season, I reported that the Lakers had had interest in Walker previously, and they had inquired about him to the Jazz, and the feedback they got was the starting price, not the final price, Buha continued. The starting price was the equivalent of 2+ first-round picks. There is a chance that the Lakers can offer enough to the Jazz to make this trade possible, but at that point, it might not be in their best interest. I just don't know if the Lakers have the requisite assets to get Walker Kessler, but I think he's likely available for the right price, Buha added. I just think that price is very high, and I don't know if the Lakers can get to it. Lakers reportedly could target Warriors 3-time NBA champion this summer. The Los Angeles Lakers do not need to make over their team completely, but there is always a possibility that they are looking to upgrade. This summer, they will have their eyes on plenty of free agents, mainly ones who could fulfill their big man need. Senior Lakers insider at Clutch Points, Anthony Irwin, believes that the Lakers could be in the market for Golden State Warriors 3-time champion. The Lakers could also target Kevin Looney using their taxpayer mid-level exception, Irwin wrote Tuesday. If he was going to accept that contract, he'd likely get it from the Golden State Warriors, sources say. Looney has been a part of the Warriors core ever since he was drafted in 2015. He has been rotating in and out of the starting lineup as the starting center. Throughout his career, Looney has averaged 5 points per game and 5.7 rebounds per game. Not star-worthy numbers, but certainly had an impact in all 3 of the championship teams he was a part of. Now that the Lakers are without Anthony Davis and have seen the team without a true big man for an extended period of time, they are likely to address that issue this offseason. He could act as a perfect role man when setting screens for LeBron James or Luka Doncic, putting all those years of being teammates with Stephen Curry to a new use. Looney is a low-maintenance, hard worker who could fulfill his duties as an undersized big man for a desperate Lakers squad. Jovan Buha on Dalton Knecht's place in Lakers rotation next year. Dalton Knecht of the Los Angeles Lakers has been involved in plenty of trade rumors lately. Of course, he was offered to the Charlotte Hornets for center Mark Williams in February, but he remained put when the trade was rescinded following Williams' failed physical. Knecht seems to have the potential to become an impact player. However, it seems unclear what his ceiling is at this point, and his floor does appear to be fairly low. Jovan Buha, a Lakers beat writer for The Athletic, feels that if Knecht is on the team's roster when next season begins, he won't get much playing time. He said during a recent episode of Buha's Block that Knecht will still be on the edge of head coach J.J. Redick's rotation, and that as a result, he would be a good piece to give up for a more needed player. Basically, it comes down to the Lakers only have so many assets to trade, and Dalton Knecht I think at best next season is an 8th man and probably is an 8th, 9th man, Buha said. And when thinking about the Lakers trying to get a starting center or a starting wing, you need to give something up to get that player. Knecht showed his ability to be a lethal 3-point shooter this season as a rookie. He also flashed the ability to score adeptly from all 3 levels, and he's good in transition, where he can either finish strong or even handle the basketball. But his defense is suspect, and if his floor is that of a marginal player, then he is someone Lakers fans shouldn't fall in love with too much. Despite a couple of nasty, prolonged slumps, the University of Tennessee product averaged 9.1 points in 19.2 minutes a game while shooting 46.1% from the field and 37.6% from three-point range this season.